Oh no, we're right on time. Dang, I was gonna try being all efficient and being like, we're starting early. But now we are directly on time. I hope I've sound balanced everything properly, but knowing my luck, we have not. Hello, Reagan. Don't worry. Clock off time will arrive sooner than you think. Hello, hello. Y'all ready to get some work done? I know I am. But first, before anything, proper sound balancing. Oh, now it's too quiet. I must confess, even though... Hello, we've got our camera pointed down here. I'm still really nervous because I don't normally do camera streams, but I didn't want you guys to stare at a blank screen all day. Anyway, hello Goro-san official. I was one of your inspirations. Aw, that's so nice to hear. Well, I'm glad you started content creating. Good for you. Hello, the code cutie. I need to move my monitor because I cannot read anyone's comments. Hello, hello. You all ready to do some work? I have, you can't see it directly in front of me though, I have the visual novel that I am working on. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I was going to write a script, but I had a moment of inspiration not that long ago, and I ended up writing an entire script, so that's been taken care of. So I don't need to write anything else. I guess I could write one of the, one of the more out there scripts, but I didn't feel like that was a good idea on stream. So instead, we get to do work. No jobs. Just got done showering. You ready for sleep? It's already 22:30. Well, hopefully, this won't keep you up. I have some very important ice cream to eat right now. And I ate all of my important ice cream not that long ago. This is gonna be background music while I grind GTA Online. I mean, hey, that counts as work. I've been told I type exceptionally loud, so if it gets very, very loud, I will lower the volume of my microphone. One of the things that's very complicated about writing a visual novel that I've learned is that I am I'm very used on Warm Coffee mode to writing one-way dialogue, where you're just talking to a silent protagonist, so having exchanges with dialogue options, it's been fun to learn a new writing style. have a little notepad next to me. I have a lot of tabs open. I have a little notepad next to me. One of the things that you can do in the visual novel is you've got a bunch of different people that you can like build relationships with, but you can also pick the wrong dialogue options and they will like you less. And there's one particular character that I've definitely added a few too many. Do this and your bond with her drops. I need to start giving players the option to win. Everyone else has on average like 3 right now. She has 8. She's very judgmental. Glad to have this as background as I work on some stuff. Right on. Let's peer pressure each other getting some work done. Chat, I want you to make sure, while this stream is running, like, we're allowed to take breaks to, like, eat, you know, get snacks, use the bathroom, that sort of thing, but other than that, make sure that while this stream is running, I stay here within reason doing my work. Not gonna check a phone, unless it's my mother, because I'm expecting an important call, but other than that, we're just gonna focus. We're not gonna open Pinterest and doom scroll for an hour, which I definitely never do. Never. Every time the protagonist has to say something, you gotta write down comma space global dot player name player dash name bracket, and it's it's a real pain in the butt. I have a lot of respect for people that write visual novels. Yes, boss. I love my mom so much. I miss her slowly asleep in the other room. I miss my mom too. Good mothers are great to come by. They're hard to come by. crunching of my shoulders. Keyboard makes effective white noise. Very good. That's why it's there. Oh man. You ever go back through your old notes and see just the most egregious spelling errors? Certainly instead of certainly. For shame, Coffee, for shame. This is why you use Grammarly to spell check everything. Just started uni, sipping away a lot more in my dorm. Yeah, I started college 5 years ago. I remember that feeling of, wow, I have my own personal freedom, but also I'm completely alone. Welcome to uni. Psychology coursework is deadly. Ugh. Yeah, I only had psychology as an online course. It wasn't like my major, but I have a friend who is a psychology major, and yeah, his workload is colossal. Respect. I am not smart enough to be a psychology person, so I respect anyone who is. So much writing, yeah. I have a little shoulder massager, actually. Where is it? Those are all my controllers for games. There we go. I have a little shoulder massager thing right here. You like put it like, you know, on your arm or shoulders but I never really use it because it sounds very suggestive. Like, you turn it on and all anyone in the other room hears is followed by grunting because, you know, you're easing off a lot of tension. So I remember I used to, when I had a lot of tension when I was gaming, I'd like turn it on and like just rub my back a little bit, and everyone in my chat would be like, whoa, all my friends in the voice chat would be like, whoa, Coffee, what are you doing there? I'm like, it's a back massager, guys, calm down. Hand cam, hello. Might as well use space to work on my text while break lasts. Yeah, might as well. Welcome, Milo. My biology thesis was 2,000 words under the count. I still passed. You did it. Hey, at the end of the day, what's important is that you understand the thesis. Let me know if the music's too loud. I'll turn it down. Psychology humor. You have a script editor? Nice. that's why we're here. There were a lot of people commenting about how stressful exams have been, and I have a few friends in college who have finals, and if you guys remember this time last year, I had to take a break because the workload was colossal. That's okay, Code Cutie. College isn't for everyone. I know it's like the cliche answer, but, you know, people consider it to be like the normal thing to do. Like you go to school and then you go to college or uni, but the thing is about, you know, college and uni is that, they're just a way to learn. They're not like the correct way, they're just the most readily available ones. So if you aren't able to, like, quote-unquote handle college, it doesn't mean you're stupid, it doesn't mean you're incompetent, it just means that you have a way of learning, and college isn't it. For me, it clicked with me because I liked being able to physically interact with what I was doing, but I know some people who are like, yeah, I like doing that, but, you know, this is too much work, I don't like deadlines, I don't like having them hang over my head, I don't like walking to a building every single day. I'd rather figure it out myself. And that's okay. I don't agree with the people that say it's a waste of time, but I also don't agree with the people that do go to college or uni and go, yeah, I'm so much smarter than everybody else. Yeah, I went to college. There's probably a lot of people in this chat that are smarter than me. It's not really a measure of intelligence, it's more about learning things that you enjoy and learning about yourself. Yeah, exactly. You can be good at what you do, just school's its own thing. Hey, you don't mock the way that I learn, I don't mock the way you learn. Leaving my work at the end of the day so I could study all day. And now I'm freezing out here doing pull-ups, but hey, at least I finished. I'd love like an arm bar. I miss doing pull-ups. Those were fun. Draining, but they were fun. My longest friends are fun all year, and I can't pretty much do anything this year. Yeah. I remember that. Problem is, family pushes the uni's the only way. Yeah, a lot of families do. It's not the only way. But a lot of people are inflexible in their thinking. Everyone's path is their own to make, exactly. I am too sleepy. Gonna put on some erase tomorrow and become a starfish. You become a starfish, Chopsy. Just dropped my textbook on my foot. Oh no, is the textbook okay? Also, RIP your foot. Yikes. Is the textbook okay? Yeah, it's that's something my partner says all the time. They've rubbed off on me. It's kind of annoying, but it's also kind of funny, admittedly. Once finished uni, moving back to Canada so I can finally transition. Good for you. Yeah, living in a place where that's not allowed, I can't imagine. That must be hell. I hope you're able to move back to Canada and, you know, find a place where you safely can. Everyone should have a right to, you know, live life as they want to. One of my goals is finally uploading voice act. Yeah. I hope you get to do that. toyed with the idea of ASMR, but I don't really have a voice for it. That's okay. There's plenty of other things you can voice. After access space of high school, be counting the days. Nice. What are you as a former engineer with the worst hair design? Yeah. Alright, I guess Christmas is around the corner, huh? Despite all the Christmas tunes blasting all over the radio, that kind of slipped my mind. I'm honored. I'm glad you liked Cheryl. Yeah, I posted about the current visual novel I'm working on my alt channel. And I thought about reaching out to some of the Blackheart Academy cast when we need voices. Actually, King Max the First, who voiced Lucas, already auditioned. I don't know if Lay still does voice acting in that regard, and oh yeah, and Apollo also auditioned as well. Since I have personal connections with them, they kind of did some early auditions, kind of a bit ahead of everyone else. Doesn't mean they have winner's advantage, it just means I hear their stuff a little sooner. Don't hear anything? Uh-oh. Oh, hopefully that's just a bug, because if the audio is all messed up, then my audio channel is doomed. any of you do coding, but wow, coding really is a logic puzzle. It's trying to figure out the right way to tell a thing, to do a thing. Like a visual novel one day, I'm just not good at art. I am good at coding and music. Yeah, actually, that's the whole reason why Bloodstriker, the guy I'm working with, reached out to me in the first place. Because he said that, you know, he's gone in for coding, so he knows how to code and stuff. And he said, like, at Coffee, you know, I tried working with a rare ritual and a visual novel, but we hit a roadblock and we couldn't work anymore. But you're a writer and an artist. You want to work together on something. And I was utterly terrified, and that feeling never went away. It's a lot of pressure to write and draw for a visual novel, but it's a lot of pressure to just do a project, period. I like doing it, don't get me wrong, but it's scary. Look forward to seeing what we come up with. Thank you. I hope you guys get to see it one day. Ow. I wonder if I can lower these. Will that make it better or worse? Feels better. Oh yeah, apologies if you catch any glimpses of my lower jaw. I tried shaving last night, but for some reason my razor never lets me get completely clean shaven. And then this morning, already a good chunk of my facial hair had grown back. I was like, come on. I don't really want a beard right now, but my face is insisting, nope, we're gonna have something resembling a beard. Welcome, the court jester's tired to the studying stream. Yay! Heyo, how is everyone? We are very focused in doing our work. Like responsible people. Alright, Vivi, you poof for a little bit. See you later. Sayonara. Surprisingly inspired after an overall dull week. Yeah. Oh man. Ooh, Bardic Inspiration. I have a dice somewhere around here. I'd grab it if we weren't supposed to be focused. Every time I swap to a different tab, there's like a boom. You got a 4. It's respectable. Additional 20%. You know it. Tapping ASMR stream. You know it. That's a mug my sister got me last Christmas. Has cats on it. I had another mug actually. It was in one of the shorts. I don't know where that one went. empty. What's another good word for fragile? Synonym for fragile. Breakable, brittle, flimsy, weak, frail, delicate, dainty, fine. The opposite is robust. And what are we studying today, Mr. Hot Chocolate Mug? So, I don't need to study since I have finished all of my schooling in post-secondary, but I am working on the visual novel that I'm working on the visual novel. So that's what I'm typing in the on screen. I was gonna do a script, but I had a moment of inspiration last night and managed to write one out. Hello, see you later. Welcome to the stream. Rip Sheen from Jimmy Neutron. Drop F's in the chat. Oh no. F. What's that one meme? It's 4 big booms. Boom. 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 What's going on now? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Sorry, everyone. Looks like we're experiencing a drop in network quality. Hopefully that fixes. You're making one? Nice. Yep. That's the hope. And not like Black Heart Academy, where it was a video. It's supposed to be an actual, proper, playable visual novel. Where's your symbolic coffee mug? Well, I've been working on the merch stores. They've all turned me away. So, I'm only gonna have one once I reach a certain amount of subscribers. Right now, they say I'm not popular enough to be worth investing into, for lack of a better word, so I think what we're aiming for is about 50,000 or something. Maybe that's what they'll consider worth investing into. But yeah, until then, they're like, nah, we ain't making merch for ya. Come back later when you're more popular. Like an RPG quest. Hello, Lewis. Welcome. Yep, we're gonna be working for a little while. So you caught it just in time. Sorry, that was really loud. have saved the day, everyone. You're welcome. Oh yeah, I'm using a bunch of music from the different audios, so if any of you recognize any of the songs, yeah, they're from different audios. Don't worry, everyone. The peer pressure is right here. You guys just being here is keeping me in place. To know if I'm Canadian. Whoop. That's very sudden. But yes, born and raised. You, this camera, are currently sitting on a Canadian desk. I'm from Egypt. Cool. I've never met anyone from Egypt before. What's the time zone difference? I don't know Egypt's exact place in the world, and that's my own fault. But I know you're definitely very far east from me. really cool seeing all the different people from around the world that doing YouTube, you know, has you meeting. Meet so many different people from so many different locations. It's really something. It's 2:30 a.m. Wow. Yeah, you're quite far ahead. 7 hours if I'm doing the math right. Yeah. From Peru, it's about 5:30 p.m. over here. Oh, cool. Same with Peru. I was always terrible at geography. I don't know exact locations in the world, but you're in the same time zone. That's cool. I really want to study with you, but I really need to sleep. I have an exam tomorrow. That's okay. If you think you've gotten the studying you need to do done, go right ahead. And if you're sleepy, then there's no point in trying to study. You're not going to get any meaningful studying done, so go ahead. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, best of luck on the exam, by the way. Chat, I'm gonna run for a bathroom break. I'll be right back. If any of you need to do the same, might as well. Boop. Welcome back. Let's get back to work. second. Mm. Do you guys like to drink anything when you're studying? I like water. I've heard that if you're trying to get like work done, something with sugar can help. Gives you like energy. But I think that applies to like work rather than trying to memorize stuff. I remember back in college, I had a hard time studying until I just started writing things down. That helped. Are you planning to have more of this kind of stream? I wasn't planning on it, but maybe. You know, if it helps and like, you know, maybe we get some comments from people saying, oh no, I missed the stream, this would have helped. Maybe I'll do it again. If nothing else, it'll force me to keep working. It's probably a blessing in disguise. I used to go through monster cans like they were tea. I've never actually had Monster before. My sister loves it. Oh my goodness, actually. There was this one time when I was running a cyberpunk game for my friends, like the tabletop, and one of them wanted to order a white monster, but then everyone put forth the idea like, actually don't call it a white monster, that kind of takes the fun out of the game, you know, if you're using real world stuff. So he said, alright, I'm going to buy a white monster, I'm going to buy a white creature. And that's what he called it for the rest of the year. He'd grab a can of Monster and go, hey guys, I'm grabbing my white creature. Oh man, so now every time I see Monster, I just think white creature. Because White Monster was his favorite. I've heard that one's really good. But yeah. I have some cans of Canada Dry in the fridge, but I'm not going to drink it right now because soda makes me, you know, need to pee. And I don't want to constantly run in and out of the stream. happen in one of our sessions. Immersive potions, that's fun. Juice and potions. I wouldn't be able to do that. I would just be like, I'm gonna take a sip even though I'm not actually drinking a potion. That's pretty immersive though. Alright, see you later, Mellow Milo. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you were able to get some work done. Bye-bye. Yeah, beginner games are always, they're interesting. You always either get people trying things that you never would have thought of, or they're like really slow paced as everyone's trying to figure out the rules. And of course, there's always the I have dark vision and what dice do I roll and I didn't go in the room. And what's an action? Exactly, literally all those things happened. A tale as old as time. Hello, Charlie Smith. Welcome to the studying stream. Woo! classic breaking down the door and then being told it was never locked in the first place. Oh, my favorite one. My favorite one was someone saying they pushed a door open, and I said, oh, you pushed the door. Okay, it doesn't open. And they tried lockpicking it, and it wasn't locked. And there was like tons of other stuff. They tried like forcing it open, and eventually when they kicked it down, I was like, so you realize the door was a pull. That was hilarious. They were stuck for like 10 minutes. We are all very concentrated. We are very concentration. I'm just doing work on my visual novel. The others are studying psychology and what have you. Uh-oh, what did I do? I hit the wrong keyboard. Or I hit the wrong... I think I hit like Windows Alt or something and a tab just opened. Just doing some packing. Fair enough. Pack up. Ooh, that reminds me. That will be something that we'll need to cover later. paralysis. What to write? So many options, infinite possibility. Most of them are shit. What do we write? If anyone's a writer, I'm sure you've felt this before. You have very nice hands. Oh, thank you. See you later. I can hold them out for you guys if you want. These hands have typed many things. And hopefully they will continue to type many more. Oh, right. Yeah. So my hands actually have a natural resting position. It's like this. They kind of just curl. These are how my fingers are. So if I try holding my hand like this, it looks like they have like a really creepy, unnatural twitch. Like they look like they're shaking. I mean, certainly after all the typing, there's some like blood pumping in them. But no, it's just because my fingers desperately wanna that. Because when I'm holding them like this, there's some tension. If I just relax them, they go. So yeah, don't freak out if I'm holding my hand out and my hand's like, whoa, I'm so relaxed right now. good am. Thank you, my am. I've worked on it very hard. Are you doing your homework on the stream? JK, I'm just asking. Homework is, very literally true. It is work I'm doing at home. But, no, it's not schoolwork. I graduated back in May. So in theory, I won't ever be doing homework again. Oh, Control Z and Control C. You are the loves of my life. Like my PCs and my uni all have the exact same keyboard as yours there. HyperX RGB? Maybe? I got it at Staples. It's probably not overwhelmingly uncommon. It's got all these little light features. The rainbow one is my favorite. It's very colorful, but not this one. sometimes just static color is nice too. Hello, Vellalacti. Welcome to the studying stream. Woo! We are all very focused. We have people working on psychology, people doing some packing and moving, people just playing games, grinding some GTA, and as for myself, I'm writing my visual novel. I just realized I should be putting end scene at the end of all of these. Oh, I used this in the real me. Not the real me, oh my goodness. What's left of me. Somebody asked me to remaster that series. I have thought about it. I think that's one that I don't think my acting has aged very well, so it might not be a bad idea. Something wrong. No! That's the thing about coding. You gotta write everything so specific. I don't know anything about coding, but my coding friend was like, hey, write some coding into the script, because it'll make it easier on me. And he's right, it does make it easier on him, but grrr. yeah, it's this music. Coding is the best, no sarcasm. There's a lot of possibility, you can make some amazing things with it, but goodness gracious, you have to learn another language. Okay, let's take a look at what we got here. This whole time I've just been working on one chapter. It's a lot of dialogue and dialogue options, and one of the things I'm trying to add is a lot of like unique interactions. If like certain stats are high, you have specific backgrounds. Because, you know, we want your choices to matter as much as an individual novel can have your choices matter. What coding language is it? I don't know. I wish I did, but the coding isn't necessarily my area. It's more of a case of I'm being asked to write some very simple coding stuff to make it easier on the guy who's directly responsible for the coding. Like, for example, if I want to write dialogue, it's a bracket, quotation, dialogue, quotation, as our period, quotation, comma, character, name, sometimes with quotations as well, bracket, text, underline, SCR, that thing. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I want to say recognize it, but nope. Yeah, it's more That's more my friend who's actually doing the coding's purview. Doing a writing project, working on an audio drama. Oh, cool. Doing a short story instead of a big one, that's a good idea. Sometimes when you shoot way too big, you're not really able to actually finish it, so something small and concentrated that you'll know you'll finish, that's a good idea. Hey, the prom music. if something takes place in the spring, let's say March, and then there's a timeline that lasts until the end of winter, that'd probably be February. That's 11 months, right? It's not a full 12-month cycle. Type coffee, type go, go, go. Thank you. The encouragement really helps. Hope you're doing well, coffee. I am and I am not. I am well. Last night I finished playing what has become one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm still recovering from the game's ending. It hit me right in the emotional gut punch, and I've been like sniffling all day, like I'm not over it. But it is what motivated me to do my work, because I was like, I want to write a story like that one day. So here I am. But yeah, I got some groceries earlier today as well, so I am stocked up on food. I'll probably have some pizza after this. I love some pizza. It's the Real Heartfelt Games, yeah. I'm really sad it's over, but one of the main themes of the game is nothing can last forever, so I'm trying not to despair about it. Because the whole point of the game was you gotta learn to let things go. What game was it? It was Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I was a newcomer to the Xenoblade series. I never played any of the games. And I started at 3, and wow, that was a fantastic game. It's funny because I hated it at first. I didn't like the first 2 hours. I was really bored, and then it hooked me. And now it's one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm so sad it's over. But I'm trying not to despair too much over it. Oh my god, Xenoblade. Well, someone recognizes it. Yeah, when I finished Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I was when the music just cuts out in the ending, yeah. Oh my god. I was really debating, like, because my favorite game of all time is Persona 5, specifically Persona 5 Royal, and I was like, did Chronicles 3 overtake Royal? I don't think so, but just barely. Like, I think Royal holds a special place in my heart, or specifically the OG Persona 5, because I had a lot of moments that like really personally resonated with me, and that game saved my life. So I'm a little biased there, but if like um if like Persona 5 Royal is like my first favorite game, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is like 1.1. It is like a fraction below Persona 5, cuz it was amazing through and through. And it was the first Xenoblade game I ever played as well. But yeah, the ending credits theme, I tried listening to them a couple hours ago, and I got choked up. I'm not over it just yet. But yeah, great game. Emotionally recovering from it. When I got my YouTube wrap up, I got to be the top 0.1% of your viewers. Nice. You are dedicated. Thank you for the 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 loyalty? No. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Oh my god, I played Royal a year ago. That game also fucked me up. The story as well. Yeah. That story is wild. It really appealed to the being able to make a difference in the world power fantasy that I've always craved. But yeah, I really like that game. It admittedly doesn't have the greatest start. Like, I was okay with it, but whenever I introduce the game to my friends and they get through the first palace, I'm like, oh yeah, like I didn't really think too hard about it, but other people are like, this is freaking weird. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of the point, but it's hard to get people hooked on it. Genuinely, Xenoblade is one of my favorite games ever. Got me to the game soundtracks, to my love of music, to my best friend's server, just going, OMG, no Xenoblade. Nice. Yeah, no, a year ago, I didn't know anything about Xenoblade other than the fact that a character in it is in Smash. And when I got my Switch last Christmas, I was looking for games for it, and there was one of those redeemable cards for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't know anything about the Xenoblade series, wonder if it's any good. So I looked it up, can you play the third game first? And the internet was like, yeah, it's a good entry point. The first 2 hours of the game, I was really bored because you don't really have any cool abilities at that time, so it's just kind of an auto battler where you just watch people do the fighting for you, and it's like, this I don't know if it's for me. And then you get like your first like mission, and then the story picks up, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And then 100 hours later, I'm done, and I actually want to 100% that game. Like, I want to play it after this stream and just do the side quests and stuff, because I just thoroughly enjoyed it. It wasn't perfect. Some of the dialogue is really weirdly written, but that was not enough to ruin the experience. I still adore that game. I really gotta play Persona 2. Yeah, I gotta play Persona 3. Because Reloaded came out. I never played the OG, so I'm kind of getting a fresh experience. I know how it ends, but that's it. And I'm actually gonna stream it to my partner. We're gonna play it together because neither of us have played it before, and we're gonna experience it together. And I'm very excited for that. I'm back. I did some self-care. Good job, self-care. Good for you. Let me check actually. How much longer do we have? Okay. I was gonna wrap up the stream once my music playlist was done. Or until I finish this. I've been working on one single scene this entire time. But yeah. Chronicles 3. Really liked it. Ending made me cry. I'm not normally the kind of person to cry when playing games. Not that I'm like some stone-faced stoic Kiryu-chan, but I am just... I don't get like, incredibly emotional unless something really resonates with me. And Xenoblade Chronicles 3 did. Yeah, I've been listening to the soundtrack. Yes, there's a lot of weirdness in the writing with the soundtrack alone redeems the whole thing. Yes. Keves Battle I have played on the tabletop. I love the flute. It's great. Same with, what's that one? What's the name of the song? I'd check if I wasn't studying. The end credits theme has a really... Actually, there's another song that has a... It was like Words You Never Heard or something, and like, just that title alone, I'm like, there's so much wordless storytelling there. Or inferative storytelling. I love it. And yes, the violin solo, yes. Oh man. Yeah, that game has amazing music. I actually, when I got to the final quest in that game, and I knew it was gonna end, I went to the very, very first area in the game, and manually walked through the entire open world, because I was like, I want to retrace my journey and go through, like, memory lane, and it was great. It was a long walk down memory lane, like, I remember getting stuck on that part, I remember the cutscene at that part, I remember laughing there, I remember unlocking that ability there. Yeah, the words that never reached you, exactly. Just great inferative storytelling there. I forget what the end credits theme is called. I know it has the word moment in it, like a moment in time or something, which is a very good way to summarize the entire story. Yeah, anyway. Coffee's emotionally recovering from the ending of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Actually, that game was a really huge inspiration for the visual novel I'm writing now, so yay. Thank you, Monolith Soft, or whatever the name of the team is. Amazing game, so I have to get an opportunity to gush about it. Yeah, same. I don't know if I'll play 2 and 1. The series seems really cool, I'm definitely interested in it now, but 3 just happened to strike a particular chord, like the story, the theme, the characters, the music, and the gameplay. And from what I gather, the rest of the series isn't that. Like, they kind of seem like they're all different in their own thing, which is okay, but I don't know if I'll check them out. Because the third one just happened to contain a bunch of specific things I really liked. So I feel like it really is one of a kind. Also, I just want Noah's sword now. I don't know if it's actually called, like, the titular Xenoblade. There is another name for it, but that's a spoiler. But, like, I want it now. Like, I want to buy a model of it so I can hold it and swing it. I want one. I remember when I went to Anime North this year, they had, like, the Monado, but that's the only one I saw. They didn't have, like, Rex's sword from the second game, which makes sense that that sword is crazy in its design. Nerd positive. In the words of Trevor Belmont, never claim to be anything else. sword in general sounds cool to have. Yeah. I own 2 katanas. They're not real. They're model katanas. They're like my stress toys. I swing them when I'm pent up. I recommend it if you have a safe place to swing it. Yes, all 3 are very, very different vibes. Okay. So if I ever try a mode, I should definitely not expect the same thing. But probably a different flavor of something really, really cool. That's the hope. Definitely want to swear for just swinging purposes. Totally fair. That's the whole reason it exists. Oh, shoot. I wrote something wrong. No! Yeah, I think Xenoblade is a really interesting case. For games that have different takes on their series, to remix as 1 and 2 together and create something entirely new, which is so cool. Yeah, I kind of got the feeling while playing it, I was like, it feels like there's a lot of references to the old games I don't understand. Heck, I'm pretty sure 2 of the characters in it are straight up from the old games. But it wasn't enough, like, it was one of those references where it's like, if I was a fan, I'd get it, but because I don't get it, it doesn't, I'm not missing, like, crucial information to the story. Or information crucial to the story. Bleh. Also, the cat people are Welsh, which is just amazing. Oh my god, you're right. I never realized that. Yeah, all the cat people are Welsh. To clarify, there's a race of people in Xenoblade who are like part cat. They have the ears and the fangs. Can't remember if they have the tails. I think some of them do. I think that was another thing that I think was really cool about Xenoblade. There's a lot of like wordless storytelling. Like so many of the races you don't really learn anything about, and that's okay. They're just like a part of the world. You just accept it. I remember seeing the world map for the first time and being like, wow, it looks like we're on like the corpse of a giant like animal of some kind, which I later learned by just reading up on lore that yeah, it was like two gods that killed each other. And I thought that's so cool how the game never like info dumps it on you. You're just left to infer from context clues, which is so refreshing. Oh, why is the final song in the playlist the sad, depressing one? But that is the end of the music playlist. And I think that was right on time. I think I have finished. Yeah, I think I finished the scene. It took almost 2.5 hours. But we have choices, dialogue options, and consequences. Huzzah. Okay, whew. Hey, Coffee, hope you're doing well. I've a friend who is aspiring to be VA, and you're his biggest inspiration. Aww. I heard that he's had to record a 30-minute audio 3 times at once. Just curious. Was that the case for you at any moment? Maybe it takes more than 3. Was that the case? Well, it's very flattering. Thank you. Yeah, so I definitely, when I started out, I never usually was the kind of person to re-record entire audios, but that's more just a me thing, because my style is I'll just keep going, and as long as I like the lines, I keep doing them, and if I don't like one, I'll stop and redo that specific line. But if that wasn't my style, yeah, I easily could have redone an audio 2 or 3 times. Plenty of my VA friends do the same thing. So I'd say, yeah, it's very normal. You kind of get a hang for it after a while. But, you know, it's also probably a good thing to do. You want to make sure you get it just right, but also at the same time, you know, you don't want to like overthink it and try to overcorrect it too hard. But yeah, it's something you'll get with time. Like, it comes along. And yeah, okay. Oh, I think, I think I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon, because, I think I got my work done. So, yeah, definitely being on the stream and kind of being peer pressured into working really helps. Got a lot of typing done. Hope it helped all of you focus as well. I don't know if I'll do another one of these, but if there's enough demand for it, then, you know, if it helped enough of you, then yeah, maybe. I don't think it'd be a bad habit to get into with finals and exams around the corner for some of you. But yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in and engaging with this. You know, it's good to hear from all of you again. And I know it's still a little while away, but I hope all of you have a very Merry Christmas, or very merry days leading up to Christmas. And I hope you enjoyed staring at my hands going across a rainbow keyboard for 2.5 hours. Alright. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all at a time that is currently not right now. Bye. Have a good sleep and all the other things. Bye-bye.